See, it doesn't make any sense. I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it. That's how much it. Didn't you say something similar to me a few weeks ago? You said something similar, didn't you? Yeah, you couldn't. I can't explain it any better than you're together, or you can't be together apart. You can't. It's just stupid. Yeah, I think that's stupid. Um, I don't think that it's unnecessary from time to time, but if you have a choice, like if you don't have a choice, there are some situations in life that are way out of our control, right? Um, it's like you have to go on, I don't know, it says you have to go on a business trip here and he has to go on a business trip there. It's like, okay, right? Let's do it and get it done with and finish it and then come back. So, um, but then there's a plan to come back, right? Here, there's no point where everything comes back together. There's no point. Everything's just kind of drifting. So, if you wanted to be here, you would be here. That's it. I mean, everything else is procrastination or verbiage, just words that you carry around like luggage. So, there's no great force of the universe. There's no invisible force field, right? Um, is it enough just to be with the person? Well, no, there has to be something more. I put a post on the internet about this last night, actually. About 1 o'clock this morning, I was posting about when me becomes we, basically. So if you're in a relationship, and it's a serious relationship, some relationships are not serious. If it's a serious relationship, there's no me. Everything is we. So everything that's done in a serious relationship is done for the good of the relationship. You don't sacrifice personal things. You give up something for something better. You give up something. You give up the personalization for the benefits of the growth in the relationship. It's something that just has to be done. You have to put down something if you want to pick up something. So you've got to put down the me and focus on the we. Now, you still have to take care of yourself naturally, but the main focus is what the relationship needs, not what the individual needs. There's no me. Forget about me. You're not doing it for you. You're not in the relationship for you. If you're in the relationship for you, you've got it all backwards. Yeah. So it's about realizing what the other person needs and providing that for them. So what does that mean? There's no reason for me to be here if you're there. Then why are you there? That doesn't make any sense, right? Don't settle. Never be satisfied. Strive. Quest. Put in a goal. Put in effort. If you say we don't have to do it, but we want to do it, that's backwards. It should be the other way around. It should be we don't want to do it, but we have to do it. Yeah, it should be the other way around. Yeah, because it's not about what you want. It's about what you have to do. It's more powerful. Wants are just passing emotions, like I want an ice cream. It's childish. What you have to do is your responsibility. It's far more important. So it's not if you don't have to do it but you want to do it, that's backwards. That's not a successful approach. It has to be that you don't. There are things. Look at what I'm doing with going to Scotland. Right? Do you think I want to do it? I don't want to do it. I have to do it. That's why I booked the flight in December. Because I knew that the more I thought about it, the more I would rationalize it, the more I knew it would be, the more I would question it, the more I know that I didn't want to do it, and I wouldn't do it because I didn't want to do it. So I did what I want to do, and you can apply this to almost any situation. What you want to do is completely irrelevant. You have to look at because that's just an emotional response. It's like you're walking around the supermarket and you're like, oh, that's nice, I'll take that. I want that. Right? It's without thinking. I have to is the concept of deeper obligations, the invisible strings attached to everything. And I have to go to Scotland because I need to make a connection with my kids. I need to make that connection with them. I cannot connect with them properly from here. I can connect with them through Skype and I can talk with them a little bit, but it's not enough. It's not enough at all. What's the word? I don't know. Anchor. There's no anchor in the relationship in that situation. Yeah. And kids are not an anchor, you know. The kids are a reason for living, right? They're not, and they're not in any way anything connected with the problem. It's not that they should, in all essence, be the solution, not the problem. So they should be here, and the fact that they're there is what's best for them at this moment in time. In a couple of months, it won't be what's best for them, that's for sure. But they need to have that experience that they're having at the moment. I don't know. Either I will have to give up the business and go there as quickly as possible, or they will have to come here, and they don't want to come here, and I don't want to give up the business. It's like that. It's like tennis, right? With a partner, you're playing doubles, right? You can't play if you can't practice if you're in one place and they're in another place. You've got to be in the same place at the same time in order to play. It's got to be like that. You can't have the distanced elements. At any point, my partner could have said, "Okay, I want to stay in Bistrica, and I want to rent a flat, and we'll get a flat together." And none of that. The difference is that you both need to have goals, and if one of you has goals and the other person doesn't have goals, it's like, well, one's going to be motivated to do things, the other person's sort of not. It's like a big boat pulling a small boat behind it, right? And the small boat will just go whatever way the big boat goes, because the big boat's the engine and it drives things forward, and that's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. Because what if the big boat makes a mistake? Right? Shit happens. People make mistakes. But if you're working as a team together, then you should be able to avoid these mistakes. because you've got someone to practice against, right? You've got your partner who's basically your own life coach, basically. So your partner is able to objectively stand outside of you and correct you where you need to be corrected, not just to say, whatever. That's not helpful. That's absolutely not helpful. See, I don't understand why someone would choose to go away. So I don't understand that. That doesn't make. I'm usually quite good at figuring things out, but that doesn't make any practical sense to me. Which means it's just not practical. That's what it means. If you don't have a destination, how can you control where you're going? You just random then, isn't it? It's just crazy. What's the destination? What's the point? What's the goal? What's the end goal? So lack of anything is nothing. You got to hold on to something, right? You have something to hold on to in each situation. You've got to have a point that's a focus, because otherwise you don't know where you. It's like with education, right? I mean, you have this focus with, okay, I'm going to get my first degree, and then I'm going to get my second degree, and they're nice points of focus because you can connect other things to that as well, which is really good.